So we'll end our panel discussion here. Then we ask Dinkar uncle to elevate our understanding if you are missing anything or if we need to focus on something. So we would request Dinkar uncle. Sahajanand Swami Maharaj. Again, thank you. Vibanti, Harshanti, Emily, Anjiben, Nirbhik Bhai, and Bhavesh Bhai. Thank you so much.
सजानंद स्वामी महाराज की जय। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। जय उत्पत्ति स्थिति लय करे वेदो स्तुति उच्चरे। जय नारोम सुछिद्र अणुसमा ब्रह्मांड कोटि फरे। माया काड़ रवि शशि सुरगणो आज्ञान लोपेक्षण। एवाक्षरधामना अधिपति श्री स्वामी नारायण। जनियमृतवाणी तो वही रही साक्षात् महिमा रूपे। जनी ब्राह्मी स्थिति अहोलिन करे सुभव्य अक्षर पदे। शरणागत निज अल्प जीव सहुना श्रेयार्थ तत्पर रहे। काका स्नेहल सिंधु दिव्य विभुने हय्यों तो वंदन करे। सजानंद स्वामी महाराज नी जय। सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपों नी जय जय जय। प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप काका जी महाराज, पप्पा जी महाराज, स्नेहल सिंधु दिव्य बंधु शताब्दी पर्व महोत्सव नी जय जय जय। प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप हरिप्रसाद स्वामी महाराज नी जय जय जय। प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप जसभाई साहेब सर्व सुहृदम पर्व महोत्सव नी जय जय जय। आज के आनंद की जय जय जय। सद्गुरुदेव की जय जय जय। सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपों नी जय जय जय। There was a nice discussion, nice panel, and Parixitbhai did extra effort to speak in both languages, Gujarati and English. But I think it was when they were talking, they were writing down here also in English, or it was going on? Okay. Right. So, but it was extra effort of Parixitbhai, to make sure that everybody understands and absorbs. I was not aware of these 10 questions, but Nirbhik Bhai gave me his cell phone and said these are the 10 questions that Parixitbhai and others have, generated for panel discussion, and they were very, very nice, thoughtful questions, and there were nice discussions back and forth. The first question that Parixitbhai was repeatedly asking, that are there any other techniques to become Brahmrup other than believing in Gunatit Swarup or accepting Gunatit Swarup as our guide, So, we have talked also, that there are so many ways to become Gunatit. It's not just by association of master only you can become Gunatit. But in Swamini Vato, in chapter 8, 36 Vat number, the last Vat number, there was a very nice discussion. How one becomes mukta from baddha, and how one becomes baddha from mukta. And that is explaining, that there are so many different ways one can elevate to the level of Brahmarup. The Vat also explains that those who have done on themselves, by themselves, they have some kind of ego, some kind of desire, that those ego, desires, etc., them make them fall down again. So there is a cycle to elevate from baddha to mukta, but then there is another risk that we fall down from mukta to baddha. And what it explains is that the other techniques, other than by the association of Gunatit saints, are normally making us to fall down, by our own ego ride, by our own desires, and desire to create even whole Brahmand, that I want to liberate the whole Brahmand and I want to fall down from Akshardham. So, those are the things which are problems, Now, there are different techniques, In the old time, our system was to just go to jungle and do the penance or austerity and elevate ourselves, And that was one way that we would become Brahmarup also by our own efforts, There were other techniques, that if you do yagna, and after performing 100 Ashwamedh yagna, you elevate yourself and you become the Indra, But there are hurdles, The man upstairs who is Indra is not going to let you do that, He says, okay, I'm going to use all my powers, right? So, they have different challenges and hurdles, And there are other ways that people will do other austerities, They would renounce themselves, to the extent that they will be considered the highest renunciants, And Jain belief is mainly, in that, to renounce all these activities, to eliminate all these karmas, Mahavir Swami, and other 24 Tirthankar are the examples of that also, But again, in there also, the scripture says, that the identification of themselves is saying that they are God, They are themselves God. There is no God for them to worship, which creates a challenge also, So there are so many different techniques, that one can elevate to become Brahmarup. What we have found out, the best technique is to be in the association of a Gunatit saint and elevate by his guidance and his grace, that we will have no risk or very little risk to fall down. But if we don't follow, the guidance of Gunadit Swarup also, then there is a risk also, that we can fall down, So these are the basic, techniques, During the discussions, there was a talk about two contradicting statements, One is that too much association is not good, And the other one was that we have to have two Bhagavadis, company of two saints or two Bhagavadis, to elevate ourselves, In that discussion also, the statements have their own value and their own message, The first statement, being too much, being familiar, brings the contempt, is not a spiritual statement, It is the social statement. That when you come in the company of somebody who you think is great, but when you are finding the company and finding the pitfalls and drawbacks, and that person you think is not even worth like you, that person you had high regards, but his, daily habits and daily, way of living life is worse than yours or bad than yours, then you say that, I'm not interested in this person, I don't like this person, things like that, So that familiarity is on the worldly level, On the worldly level also, if you have the spiritual background, then either you would learn out of that person even one good thing which would be enough, And that is Tantra, Kakaji wrote a book, Real Essence of Tantra, and it was in English. So Shastri Swami, from Swamiji's Mandal, Kakaji told him, that, did you read this book? So Shastri Swami says, I don't read English, and I don't understand, this high language, So Kakaji understand what he wanted to say, that instead of reading the whole book, give me the essence from the book and I'll be happy. So Kakaji says, I'll give you the essence of Tantra, That if somebody has 99 good qualities but does not have the God factor, then all these 99 qualities are junk, are garbage. This is a very powerful statement. 99 good qualities, People and the whole world will admire you with those qualities, But if you don't have the God factor, then they are all worthless. They are junk. On the other hand, if somebody has 99 faults, somebody is full of 99 faults, But if that person has God factor, then God will take care of him. Remove all the 99 impurities from that person, So, that is the essence of this talk also, that even if you are in the company of a person that you have admired before, now you found out, that that person is not worth, But if you have the background of satsang, then you would pick at least one good quality and learn from that person and elevate. Don't bring the contempt, and don't, just make yourself miserable by learning the other negativities from the other persons, So that is what we have to learn from that statement, It brings the contempt on a worldly basis, not on a spiritual basis, Spiritual basis, we want to be like the Dattatreya. Find any good qualities from anybody and make it our own asset, On the other hand, there was a discussion that we should have the association of two Bhagavadis, And I think we have limited ourselves that two Bhagavadi, enough. That's the end of the story. That was not the intent, Gunaditanand Swami. That was not the intent of Kakaji. Kakaji's intent was that the whole world should be our Bhagavadi, The whole world should be our Bhagavadi. But If you are not there yet, if you cannot make everybody your Bhagavadi yet, then start with maybe, 50 Bhagavadi, Make 50 Bhagavadi as your Bhagavadis, If you are not that strong enough, then make 10 Bhagavadis, If you are not strong enough, make 5 Bhagavadis. If you are not strong enough, at least make 2 Bhagavadis, 2 Bhagavadis are minimum, because Kakaji says that one should be supporting you, the other one should be criticizing you. We like supports, we don't like criticism. But we learned a lot from criticism. Criticism is our real guru. If somebody criticizes us, we remember whole life, that person told me so and so, And I want to make sure that I don't want to be criticized, again. But we like not criticism, we like pampering, That's okay. In criticism also there is pampering, and in pampering also there is criticism, if we are elevated, And in time of Kakaji, that Bapu had given one example, that one time on Kakaji's Sakshatkar Din or birthday, Bapu said prayerfully, and very nicely, And then Kakaji gave him his own garland, the flower garland, to Bapu, saying that, come here, Bapu, I'll give you the garland, So Bapu received that garland. But Kanti Kaka was there. So Kanti Kaka told him, આ તારો હાર નથી પણ તારી હાર છે. This is not the garland to you, but this is your defeat in your seva. And that is why Kakaji has to especially garland you. But it was put in such a sweet way, nice way, that Bapu realized, the inner message of that, So Kanti Kaka was his Bhagavadi, Kanti Kaka was telling him, કે આ તને હાર પહેરાવ્યો છે એ તું એવું નહીં માનતો કે તારી ઉપર ખુશ થઈને પહેરાવ્યો છે, પણ એવું માનજે કે અત્યાર સુધી તને એ અક્કલ નથી, હવે આવી એમ. હવે તારા ઉપર આ રાજીપો અત્યારે મૂકે, પણ એને પકડી રાખજે, ડોન્ટ forget it. So messages are there, but how we take it makes the difference. Bapu took it positively and saying that Kanti Kaka opened up my inner eye, Otherwise I would have been just, inflated ego, okay, look, all brothers, I am the best one, chosen one, this and that, No, that was not the message, So same way, even if our Bhagavadi we think is patting us, divinity will inspire that Bhagavadi to criticize us. But that would be good because we like him, so we will accept the criticisms. But we have to learn to the other side that even a Bhagavadi who is criticizing us, we should take it as positive, We should take it as for our benefits, And if we do that, then we will progress. We will move up, But again, the message is not only two Bhagavadis, It's okay that you have two Bhagavadis. But ultimately, when we become Brahmarup, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is my family, Whole world is my Bhagavadi, And that can come, that will come. But this morning, there was a nice message from Swamiji, that it is not that you are not enemy of others, but others can be still your enemy. Even though you are Ajat Shatru, does not mean that others will not be your enemy. They may be still jealous of you. They may be still, angry of you. But even with that person who has done wrong to you, you forgive, you joyfully forgive, and you forget, then that person will change. That person who has animosity will be purified, The animosity will be removed, So that is the Gunatit style, That Gunatitanand Swami was beaten down by a king with the thorn sticks and with his saints, But when he found out that that king is upset and mad because he does not have a hire, he does not have child, And lot of people went to him, gave him false promises, collected money and did not have child. He was upset with all the sadhus, that these are all, just fanatic group, Gunatitanand Swami prayed to Swaminarayan Bhagavan that at his place, with our prayer, a son will be born. A son will be so pious that he will invite us at his home. And that made a big change in that king, That is Gunatit understanding. Even though he gave all this bad punishment, Gunatitanand Swami was looking, what is that he wants? Will change him to become a good person. How can I make this person good person? Not why he did this to me, Maybe why he did was reason to find out how can I make him that pious person, So that should be our goal, that should be our intention, and that should be our prayer, so we would elevate to the higher level. Sajanand Swami Maharaj ni Jai Jai Jai.
આરતી આરતી અને પછી ગેમ્સનું ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન આપો 9 વાગે ગેમ્સ છે.
સહજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જે હવે આપણે આરતીમાં જોડાઈશું અને પછી ડિનર અને પછી 9 વાગ્યે ગેમનો આપણે બહેનોએ સરસ એવું ગેમનો પ્લાન કર્યો છે તો આપણે બધા ગેમમાં જોડાઈશું 9 વાગ્યે. સહજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય.